Hey guys, it's time for a hearty, meaty news dump.
Yeah, so yesterday we ruined Mario Kart and all Nintendo games for you forever when we reported on the fact that Stormy Daniels described Donald Trump's dick as being similar to the character Toad. Well, it's a big week for dick news because after a very long time, 80 years of all of us wondering, DC is finally giving the fans what they want. We now know what Batman's penis looks like.
It's kind of what I imagined it to look like.
The Lord truly has blessed us all this week. I mean, you asked for it, you got it. Oh, what's that? You didn't ask to see Batman's flaccid penis? Well, doesn't matter, because in the first issue of a new Batman limited comic series titled Batman Damn.
That's exactly how it's pronounced now.
Damn. We get to see what Bruce Wayne's packing from 3 different angles, plus a little bit of bonus Batman bare butt.
Now, it looks like he had like a fluffer or whatever. It doesn't look completely flaccid. It's got a little bit of juice in there.
I mean, he's been out fighting crime. The blood is pumping.
Yeah, it's definitely pumping. So to be clear, this was a hand-drawn penis, not a penis belonging to Ben Affleck. Though we did get to see a bit of his dong at the end of the movie Gone Girl, if that's something you're interested in. So
yeah,
there you go.
Just sort of pops into frame like, oh, that's the tip of Ben Affleck's dick.
We've seen Christian Bale's dick, right?
Probably. He seems like the kind of actor to be down with that.
So Batman Damned is actually the first title in a whole new DC Comics imprint called DC Black Label, which was launched to give creators a place to publish gritty, non-canonical standalone stories in the vein of stuff like Watchmen and The Killing Joke. So the Batman dick here is technically non-canon, which might actually be a good thing since Batman's dick is, well, in Damned, it's just pretty average looking.
Yeah.
They don't make a point of it.
No.
It could be because his big muscular body makes it look small by comparison, or because the Batcave's super cold. But in general, people have not been particularly impressed by what he's packing down there.
Yeah. Might be compensating for something. Or not. I don't know. Before you ask, yes, Bruce Wayne is circumcised. We know that now. But it's not canon. So that's settled, I guess. Anyway, as for why the hell Batman's walking around the Batcave in the nude, well, we haven't read it yet. But it seems that this story features Batman losing his mind a bit, even more than usual. The Joker's apparently dead, but Batman has no memory of whether or not he was involved in that. And he's also hearing voices. I don't know. Don't ask us why characters in fiction always seem to take their clothes off when they're experiencing mental distress. They just do, okay?
Yeah, it's like hypothermia, though. Gotta take it off.
But before you get too excited about the prospect of seeing all of DC's various other characters' penises, turns out that despite DC setting up Black Label as a place where their best and most trusted writers and artists could just publish whatever the hell they want, no rules, no interference, DC went ahead and censored the bat penis within hours of it being published.
Did it make it to print on any of them?
I think so.
Well, that's good. That's gonna be worth something at the
Collector's
Comic-Cons. Yeah.
This is the
Can
one
you
with the
sign
dick in it.
Batman's dick, please? Okay, cool. DC, obviously a bunch of prudes.
Yeah.
Settles it. That's canonical now. While they didn't issue any official statement on the matter, a DC source told Variety that it was because DC felt that the nudity didn't add anything to the story at all. It was just kind of hanging there. It seems like a pretty weak excuse, but another potential reason that makes some sense is that a lot of digital comic book stores don't have any way of verifying whether or not the person shopping is a child or not. Seeing Batman's dick might...
Hey, my grandson loves Batman comics. What's this one? Well, it does have a bad word on the cover. I mean,
He showed up at my door, knocked, and I opened it. My grandson was stark naked, and I said, "What are you doing? Put some clothes on." He said,
Batman,
"No, I'm Batman."
I said crime with my crime-fighting gun.
It's my batarang. Now, whatever. Of course, Watchmen has been available at comic book stores and digitally for a very long time and features a gratuitous amount of Dr. Manhattan swinging dong. So who knows?
Weird double standards, DC.
Yeah. What is clear, though, is that whoever managed to snag a copy of Batman Damned #1 before it was censored, you got a pretty valuable collectible on your hands.
Yeah.
Batman's dick being the collectible.
The rare. The rare. Batman. Damn.
Yeah. So now we know 2 fictional characters what their dicks look like. Donald Trump and Batman.
Yeah. Fictional President Donald Trump. Thank God it's just a TV show. It's been running a little long, though. I don't know how they keep writing all this content.
It's crazy. They jumped the shark multiple times.
But speaking of fictional characters whose anatomy and sexuality you probably never asked about, the idea that Bert and Ernie from Sesame Street are a gay couple has been around for years in lots of people's head canon. This is based solely on the fact that they're two men who live together and often bicker like two people who've been in a relationship for a long time. The gay community doesn't have a whole lot of fictional characters from mainstream media to see themselves and call their own, and this was especially true in the decades before mainstream acceptance of homosexuality, so Bert and Ernie have long been considered one of us by the gay community, alongside other characters like C-3PO and Velma from Scooby-Doo.
Of course, Bert and Ernie aren't real, and they exist in a fictional world intended for children, in which stuff like sexual orientation isn't really discussed. But this week, a longtime writer for Sesame Street finally double confirmed that Bert and Ernie are 100% absolutely gay lovers and life partners. Mark Saltzman worked on Sesame Street for about 15 years, starting in the mid-1980s, and in an interview with the website Queerty, he was obviously asked about Bert and Ernie's sexuality, and this is what he said.
I remember one time that a column from the San Francisco Chronicle, a preschooler in the city turned to mom and asked, "Are Bert and Ernie lovers?" And that, coming from a preschooler, was fun. And that got passed around and everyone had their chuckle and went back to it. And I always felt that without a huge agenda, when I was writing Bert and Ernie, they were. I didn't have any other way to contextualize them. The other thing was, more than one person referred to Arnie and I as Bert and Ernie.
Okay, the Arnie he refers to is his deceased longtime partner, Arnold Glassman. So according to Mark Saltzman, he wrote the characters of Bert and Ernie as analogs of himself and his partner. So Bert and Ernie are gay then, right? Cool. Well, not so fast. As soon as other outlets started picking up on the story and loudly declaring that Bert and Ernie's gayness had officially been confirmed, the official Sesame Street Workshop Twitter account issued a statement saying, "As we have always said, Bert and Ernie are best friends. They were created to teach preschoolers that people can be good friends with those who are very different from themselves. Even though they are identified as male characters and possess many human traits and characteristics, as most Sesame Street Muppets do, they remain puppets and do not have a sexual orientation."
Okay, so that's a pretty sensible, even-handed response.
Sure.
However, it's also sort of bullshit since other characters like Oscar the Grouch and the Count have previously been shown to be in romantic relationships with female Muppets.
Well, yeah, Miss Piggy and Kermit.
Well, that's the Muppets. That's for adults. Talking Sesame Street.
Okay.
In any case, it is a good lesson to teach kids that they can be friends with people who are different from them. And Bert and Ernie are also an important counterpoint to the whole like toxic masculinity viewpoint that two men who are close to each other, oh, they must be gay lovers. Mm-hmm. No, they might just be good friends.
Like perfect strangers.
Yeah. Also, though, Bert and Ernie could just be gay. I mean,
just like perfect strangers.
It's 2018, guys. Who gives a shit?
Well, apparently Frank Oz gives a shit. See, despite Mark Saltzman writing for Bert and Ernie a whole lot, the characters were created long before he joined Sesame Street, and they were created by Frank Oz and Jim Henson. Jim Henson's been dead since 1990, but Frank Oz is still around and on Twitter, where nothing good ever happens. He wrote this: "It seems Mr. Mark Saltzman was asked if Bert and Ernie are gay. It's fine that he feels they are. They're not, of course. But why that question? Does it really matter? Why the need to define people as only gay? There's much more to human beings than just straightness or gayness."
Okay, I mean...
That's fair.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
The tone in there can be...
Why do they gotta be gay?
Yeah, can
It's
be
very
read
much,
that-
why do they gotta be gay?
It's a little weird. I mean, he's kind of just saying, who cares if they're gay? It's totally cool if you think they are, but also you're wrong. So I don't know, not the perfect statement to put out, but it would have been fine to just write that and then leave the topic alone. But instead, Frank Oz continued to engage the Twitter masses, many of whom felt that he was being needlessly dismissive of the fact that Bert and Ernie are and have been gay icons for a lot of people for a very long time. One user asked Oz, why are they not? Not arguing, just wondering. He said he wrote from that point of view. And Oz replied, I created Bert. I know what and who he is.
Literally God talking.
I
created Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. So looking at the context of his other replies, it's clear that despite his tone seeming a bit harsh, Frank Oz, he's not trying to be a dick, he's just trying to understand this whole Bert and Ernie gay thing, which you'd assume he was already well aware of because they're gay. In the end, he did clarify that just because he doesn't see them as gay doesn't mean he sees them as straight either. And it looks like he actually came out of the whole thing with a new perspective on his own creation, specifically that while it doesn't really matter to him what Bert and Ernie's sexual orientation is, it does matter a whole lot to other people who feel they aren't represented enough, and that he needs to just respect that. So, are Bert and Ernie gay? Well, Bert and Ernie aren't real. They're as gay as you want them to be. Just like Batman's dick is as long and as thick and as circumcised or uncircumcised as you want it to be.
Yeah.
Batman's just like you. Maybe he has a weird dick.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got a big old dick.
Maybe there's infomercials about his dick.
Maybe he's had a gay threesome with Bert and Ernie.
I mean,
Anything's possible because it's fake.
it's not real.
Mm-hmm.
And
Fantasyland.
yeah. And if you feel like Batman's dick represents you in a special way, or Bert and Ernie's relationship represents you in a special way, well, who cares? Good
You know
for
what? I'm going to be really excited to see go out to Halloween parties this year and see a bunch of gay Bert and Ernie costumes. I think that's a cute couple's idea.
It is. It is.
Yeah. So there you go. Another free costume idea from us. The Kanye West Roblox thing.
Sir, you can't come in this
Gay
party.
Bert and Ernie. Or straight Bert and Ernie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That works too.
Actually, we're straight.
We're just really good friends with not very much in common. Mm-hmm. We bicker a lot.
Yeah.
Couldn't find any other roommates. We've been living together for 40 years. No, we don't date women.
We just live together, hang out together, talk together.
Fight a lot. Mm-hmm. Anyway, if you're looking for some DC news to take your mind off Batman's glorious, glistening cock,
Glistening.
we can certainly talk about the villain who would love nothing more than to chop that dick off and wear it as a fake nose. Fake nose. Talking about the Joker.
Yeah.
Now, earlier this week, we got our first look at Joaquin Phoenix in Todd Phillips' Joker origin movie when footage was shown from a scene where his character storms out of a casting agency and gets into a little fight with a clown. Around the same time that this footage made its way online, director Todd Phillips posted an image of Phoenix in character to his Instagram account, and people loved it.
Yeah, so we covered this thing earlier this week, and we'll say it again. It's pretty hilarious to see people fall in love with the look of a character, even though it's just the actor's face. And that also kind of shows just how badly Jared Leto's Joker was perceived when you look in retrospect. But then, early Friday morning, we got another tease from the film, and this time it was in full makeup. And I gotta be honest, this thing looks fucking great.
Yeah.
Hype meter going up.
I haven't felt this excited about a superhero genre film in a while.
So not that we're sure if this will be the full makeup that he will be looking like at the end of the film, or if his character and the look evolves even further, but based on everything we know about this movie so far, the look makes complete sense. Phoenix's mannerisms are on point, and he looks super twisted and creepy. So again, excitement levels continue to rise, and between this, Wonder Woman 1984, and Shazam all coming out next year, it might actually be one of the best years for the DC Cinematic Universe of all time. And that's all without Batman or Superman having their own movies.
It's because these are the movies they didn't care about. And they were just
And that's why they're great.
okay, yeah, you go make Shazam. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. Boo.
Boo, I'll be over here ruining the Justice League.
Yeah.
You go do your own thing over there. Like,
Okay, cool.
and it ends up turning out way better. Now, let's finally move away from DC to another great idea that was the result of terrible theatrical choices. Disney is now officially pumping the brakes on the Star Wars theatrical universe, and all it took was a couple of spin-off films and a fan base that's so toxic that no one in their right mind would want to sign up for the roles anymore. We did it!
You guys all did it. The gates have been kept.
If we complain enough, there won't be any Star Wars for another 10 years.
You did it. You fucking did it. Everyone complained so much that you stopped Star Wars. Now how do you feel?
True Star Wars fandom is bitching about how there hasn't been a Star Wars movie in a while, and then being completely ingrateful when you do get a Star Wars movie.
It's not the one I wanted.
And you shame and harass all of the people involved with it off social media until there are no more Star Wars movies, and then you say, hey man, why have we had a new Star Wars movie in like 10 years? And then the cycle repeats itself. Mm-hmm. Anyways, in a recent interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Disney CEO Bob Iger had this to say when the topic of Star Wars came up.
I made the timing decision, and as I look back, I think the mistake that I made, I take the blame, was a little too much too fast. You can expect some slowdown, but that doesn't mean we're not going to make films. J.J. Abrams is busy making Episode 9. We have creative entities, including Game of Thrones creators David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, who are developing sagas of their own, which we haven't been specific about. And we're just at the point where we're going to start making decisions about what comes next after JJ's. But I think we're going to be a little more careful about volume and timing. And the buck stops here on that.
Yeah, so
good idea.
Turns out Star Wars every year for 100 years.
Not going to happen.
Not as easy as it sounds.
Or it is easy, but you're going to get a bunch of shit because all you can do is rehash old ideas.
Well, even when you rehash old ideas, you get something like The Force Awakens, and everyone says, I've already seen this before, show me something new.
And then he shows something new.
They show him episode episode 8, and they're like, what the fuck is this shit? This isn't the Star Wars I know.
And
then you show them Rogue One, which is literally just fan service the movie, and they clap like fucking seals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 15 years from now, when we get episode 10, 11, and 12,
bring back pod racing.
I miss The Force Awakens. That movie was amazing.
You can't win with these people.
No, you cannot. And that's why you get nothing.
We're just gonna take the Star Wars away. How do you like that?
It's like,
I will pull this Star Wars over.
They're dealing with it like they're children, which they are.
No one gets to eat Star Wars.
Yeah, take that.
I'm pouring the Star Wars down the drain.
And you know what? I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Good. Everyone should learn their lesson. I'll deal with it.
Yeah, so obviously, in our opinion, the real problem is the fact that they're just rehashing old ideas and trying to either recapture the magic or make more developed stories out of moments in time that honestly don't really need further explanation.
No.
How do you get the name Han Solo? Well, it turns out there's a really fucking dumb reason, and here it is. And when you have a scene in Solo that's literally dedicated to the origin story of Han's last name, only to find out that it's the result of some stupid joke that should have never made it past the first draft. It doesn't do anything good for the character overall. In fact, it hurts the character.
It definitely does.
It's very dumb, and I hate it.
They had a titular line in the movie.
Anyways.
I'm just so tired of all these Star Wars. I also have the titular line in Out of Africa.
Yeah, it's time we got out of Africa. Anyways.
Go watch Upright Citizens Brigade, the old show from the 90s. You'll love it.
In other Disney news, they're going to be bringing Marvel to their standalone TV streaming service in a big way, because apparently they're giving characters from the MCU, starting specifically with Loki and Scarlet Witch, their own spin-off series, which hopefully won't turn out the way Solo did, but probably will.
So your name's Witch. You got a first name? No, it's actually just Witch. Well, you look at this outfit you're wearing. It's got a nice color of scarlet in there. How about Scarlet Witch? Sure, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter to me.
That's how she got the name.
Yeah. What's your name? I don't have a name. Well, man, you're low-key suspicious. Well, I got it. We'll call you Loki.
And they're not gonna the Olsen girl is not gonna.
No, I think they have them.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
big money. $100 million going into this, apparently.
Well, let's hope it doesn't
I like
go to waste.
The Olsen girl. The one that's not the twins.
Yeah, the non-twin. The one that can actually act really good.
Well, the Olsens, they're all doing fine. And they killed Heath Ledger. Allegedly. So, yeah, this whole MCU TV thing, there really isn't much more information out there surrounding this move, and other than the fact that Disney plans to launch the streaming service sometime in 2019.
Coming right up.
So if they plan on producing high-end shows with big-name actors attached to them, they'll probably have to get started soon, and then we'll finally get some more details. Otherwise, just going to be the Disney Vault, but streamable, which is also fine.
Yeah.
It's going to sell a lot. There's a lot of families out there.
Great news for people with babies.
And also people who are well into their old age who still are obsessed with Disney.
A lot of those.
On a creepy level.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, the big trailer from this past week was obviously Captain Marvel.
Wait, Captain Marvel is a woman? Which I actually saw those tweets. And it's like, wait.
Pretty sure she's
always been a woman.
She's been a woman at least for a while.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel is the next entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which comes out. It comes out in March, just 2 months before Avengers number 4.
I can't believe that. That's crazy.
Yeah. So Captain Marvel is a prequel to the whole MCU. It's set in the 1990s. And that's on display in this trailer right off the bat with Carol Danvers crashing through the roof of a Blockbuster video. I got some videotapes to return. And they're late.
Yeah, it's closed, and I'm going to get here before you guys get here in the morning.
So she survives that crash thanks to the fact that at some point in this movie, her DNA gets fused with alien DNA, I think.
Or symbiotes.
It's particularly the Kree race of Marvel aliens, which I believe were owned by Fox, and they got the rights. I don't know. There's so much about this I don't know, but that's probably a good thing.
Yes.
So that gives her superhuman strength and flights and other abilities. We're not going to pretend to know anything about this comic or the lore behind it, but she's a fighter pilot. She's an alien-human hybrid. She's on an elite Kree military team known as Star Force, and she also gets recruited by Nick Fury to do something. So it'll honestly be kind of nice going into a Marvel movie, not knowing a whole lot about the source material, just going fresh. Looks pretty great, I'd say.
No, she's got to stop the Oklahoma City bombing and save Nicole Brown's.
We all know how that turned out.
Yeah, she fucking failed. Captain Marvel, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why aren't you in Kosovo?
Hey, it's me, Nick Fury, Captain Marvel. Got a bad feeling about this OJ guy.
Why don't you go take a look at him?
Keeps going over his ex-wife's house, hiding in her yard,
Yeah.
peeking through the windows. I got a bad feeling about this. Can you
Yeah.
go check on her? Oh, geez, you missed it.
She was there just a little too late.
Carol, did you at least get eyewitness testimony of the murders so
Yes.
we can use it in the trial? No, I'm sorry.
Ah.
Did you at least find a glove he might have used in the killing?
Yeah, but I handed it off to this racist cop.
I threw it in the washing machine on high, so
Yeah.
it's a little small now.
Yeah.
These are all OJ jokes.
Anyways, go back to the 90s with us and watch Upright Citizens Brigade and the OJ trial live as it happens. But the next trailer's from Disney as well, and it's a trailer for their new version of Mary Poppins, which is something that obviously not really geared toward either of us, but it looks like it's going to be a fun fucking musical.
Yeah.
With an all-star cast that includes Emily Blunt, Meryl Streep, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Colin Firth, Angela Lansbury, and even, didn't know he was still alive, Dick Van Dyke.
He is very old though.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna make him do that atrocious accent again.
I don't know, but he's in it.
It's like notoriously like the worst like movie accent of all time.
Yeah, but back then you had no frame of reference.
Cockney. I'm a chimney
People
sweep.
didn't have a frame of reference back then.
Fucking the lead of the movie. I don't remember her name. She's English.
Yeah, but then she signed off on it.
But you know.
Yeah, sounds fucking great. She's probably from London. She's like, yeah, that's what they all sound like.
Yeah.
Anyways, the plot is simple enough, as you could expect. Decades after her original visit, the magical nanny returns to help the Banks siblings and Michael's children through a difficult time in their lives. And the trailer is what you would expect for the most part, until it gets to the part where they clash with the animated world. Now, you could have assumed safely that these parts would have been done alongside CGI, considering the way things have been going these days, but no. They opted instead to really lean into the traditional style of animation, and this alone sets this movie apart from what anyone would expect in a very positive way.
Yeah, that's really cool they did that.
It looks great. And again, this probably isn't for us, but a live-action Disney musical that pays homage to the original in a way that's cool as hell, it'll probably be great. I didn't even mind Beauty and the Beast.
I'll be honest. I had the old Mary Poppins on. It was one of my VHSs.
One of those big plastic, foamy.
I watched it a lot as a kid, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So it's not just for girls. Just even though her name's Mary
Yeah,
Poppins,
yeah.
it can be enjoyed by anyone.
Yeah, everyone has a good time dancing around with penguins and stuff.
Yeah. Boop 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 boop.
Yeah, there you go. Cool. So that's it for News Dump this week. Now you know what Batman's dick looks like, and you know that Bert and Ernie, will they, won't they, are they, aren't they? They're gay. Watch the most recent episode of Weekly Weird News right here. You're going to love it because it's about more dicks. And then there's another episode over here where if you live in Florida, there's free weed. You want to find out how?
Speaking of dicks, the cops in
cops are
Florida
dicks.
being dicks.
Being real dicks. We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.